Hello guys, let's do a tarot reading on Dontay London. If you don't know who Dontay London is, Dontay London is a YouTube content creator. Okay, he's very popular and he started going viral when he was showing people how to make money on YouTube. He started also posting vlogs and stuff like that. And I noticed his fan base could be a bit hard on him, but I guess they do, want the best for him. But it's like they criticize and critique every little thing he does and every little thing he posts. But if you haven't seen my other reading on Dontay London based on him being confused about his life direction, check that out. A lot of good stuff came out in that reading. So let's get started to see what kind of fan base does Dontay London attract. Okay, so let's see. What type of fan base does Dontay London attract? What type of fan base does Dontay London attract? All right. So we have the Knight of Cups, okay? The Four of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Death card, and the Four of Wands. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. So, of course, I already had a feeling that, he attracted nitpicky people. But this Four of Pentacles Hermit really was the icing on the cake that came out, which is crazy, okay? Because when you pay attention to the comments, it just makes sense. Like, these people are nitpicking. It's like a lot of his comments are nitpicking, basically. Like, and I guess it just depends on like how he's showing up. But I feel like initially, of course, the intentions is pure, especially if there is some type of, realism in whatever the content is about. For the most part, it's like these people do have a natural compassion about them, which is good, but these people don't lead with that because we do have that Four of Pentacles Hermit. So it's like based on what they see, especially consistently, it's like they start honing in on that. It's like they zone in on that. So that Hermit and the Four of Pentacles, these people, he attract a fan base that is rooted in realism, okay? Like, it's like a no fluff type of fan base. So a lot of his fan base is going to be maybe more mature people that may have themselves together. What's also interesting is that we got two fours in the reading, and we know that four is about stability and a foundation, especially the Four of Pentacles and Four of Wands coming out, even though they are in different spots. But that is the energy of a foundation, stability, actually having something physically that represents a foundation, okay? And I feel like when these people start seeing that, there's no stability to Dontay, they start being a little more like hard on them because, they're naturally nitpicky. They're naturally someone that is studious and they just naturally notice small details. So Dontay London, he attracts a fan base that notices very small details. They naturally pay attention to small, intricate details. That's what this Four of Pentacles and Hermit is about. These people could have like Mercury in the fourth house or something like that. So what they see is literally what they see, and that's how they're gonna, operate. Like what you show these people, that's what they're going to go off, because these people are naturally rooted in realism, but they're naturally studious as well. Like they're naturally going to notice everything, okay? Like they're looking at it from a realistic close-up standpoint, okay? And then this Death card, they end up like the type of fan base he have. It's like it's like a loyalty to it, but it's like in a nitpicky way. Then we got the Two of Swords, the Sun card, the Page of Wands. It turns into entertainment. Wow. So that's why I like pulling a little more cards than like four, because if you really want to get the story, we can see like how it's playing out. So initially, when Dontay London gets his viewers or his supporters or whatever the case may be, and these people, they're naturally studious, they're naturally paying attention to every detail, especially what you show them, then they start noticing things. With the Four of Pentacles and Hermit, they start noticing things, and then they start like really honing in on that. So initially they come in with good intentions, you know, they plan on sticking around and stuff like that, especially because they learning something. But then they start seeing that, you know, things are like changing when it comes to, you know, the way Dontay presents itself. Because even though the Four of Wands is like about home and family, it's also a personal energy. Four is a personal energy. So this is about presentation of self. How are you presenting yourself naturally? How you're coming off naturally. So they start seeing that, wait, he's not as put together as he appeared in that other video. And then these people start looking at his other videos. They start seeing things like not adding up, or things not being consistent. So they start having a change of heart, or they start getting confused on how they should see this, and it starts being entertainment. The Sun card and Page of Wands. So these people stop taking them seriously almost. You go from the Hermit to the Sun, so they start taking them less serious because they start seeing inconsistency in the content or the presentation. So it starts being entertainment. They start seeing, going from the Hermit to the Sun energy and just looking at it, it's very intricate. I'm going to show you guys what this looks like, all right? Because let's not forget, like, okay, a lot of people find Dontay's channel because he is helping people, you know, how to get money on YouTube and stuff like that. And then they start seeing that he's posting vlogs and stuff like that. And then they start seeing, like, different stuff. Let me show you guys what this looks like. This is the beginning of the reading. I wish I can like flip the camera like you could do on social media, but you can't. So this is the beginning of the reading. Knight of Cups, Four of Pentacles, Hermit. You see how serious that looks? It looks a little more serious. It looks a little more respectable. It looks a little more like, I support you, I'm here. And then you get the Death card, the Four of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. And then you get the Two of Swords, Sun, Page of Wands, Three of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, and Empress. So you see how that energy shifts. It's like his fan base he attracts his fan base. Maybe the teaching videos is what attracts his fan base. And they come in from those videos, but then they start staying because, you know, it's entertaining. Like the other stuff he's posting is entertaining, and it might be humorous for them, you know. But also, in a nutshell, if we're just talking about the type of fan base literally and only, then his fan base is stable. His fan base is in the real world, you know, because a lot of these cards are rooted in Pentacles and Wands. So Dontay London does attract a fan base that is living real life. So, you know, that could also be why it seems like they're hard on them, because they're living real life. They're in the real world. Some of them could be older as well. They could be wiser and things like that. And it's like maybe when they look at Dontay's content, they just feel like they naturally had the experience to give him the advice they give him, even if it don't come off all nice and stuff like that. But we have the nine of Wands after the Empress, the Knight of Wands. Yeah, so it's like Page of Swords. It's like these people are in the real world. They have experience. They've done a lot of things. So, you know, they may feel like they're very passionate in what they say or comment, because they may feel like they have the right advice to give them based on the life that they live or are living. But for the most part, I'm actually not seeing nasty energy, so that's good. It's more like these people are just being realistic. And realistic ain't always pretty or sweet sounding. But I'm not getting like, oh, they're trying to be like, nasty and negative. It's just more so like they're just commenting things how it is. And a lot of them truly do have information and advice to give, because a lot of these people, they got a nice financial system going on. Nine of Pentacles, Empress, a lot of these people are already sitting on money that they've already, earned and worked for, and they just have to spend or utilize and stuff like that. But yeah, that's the type of fan base Dontay attracts. Like, they come in from his learning videos, but they end up being entertained by his other content. But I'm actually happy I'm not getting like 5 of Swords, 7 of Swords, stuff like that. These people, they're supportive, even though they could be a little nitpicky. So that's cool. Okay, see how that work out. Like, sometimes you got a fan base that ain't gonna comment so much great things, but they still with you though. And it's not as nasty as it may seem, but it's like, also I feel like too with that bottom row, I feel like also it's saying too, like, Dontay London's fan base, it's like his channel activates their inner child. They also may feel like he's a child too, but I feel like their inner child is definitely activated being on his channel. Yeah. And I would have thought I would get some cups, because cups represents, content, but I didn't get anything that represents actual content. So we were just focused on, I guess, literally the fan base. But yeah, majority of his like his videos that usually bring people in, definitely the learner videos. Hermit is the teacher or the learner or the one that's wise and stuff like that, the tech or whatever the case may be. So his learning videos, usually pull people in, so people are in that type of energy, but then they see he's posting his other stuff, so they get entertained by those videos too. All right. So let's see. Ooh. I don't pull, like, when cards fall, like, come on. I don't pull that, because they're cards. They're gonna bump into each other. I like to actually pull, because I need to know that my reading is a real reading. I just don't like all that, like, oh, this fell, let me pull this. Like, I wanna know that the reading is genuine, so I genuinely do clean pulls. I like my pulls to be clean. Okay, so let's just go ahead. What does Dontay London need to thrive in his life? What does Dontay London need to thrive in his life? Nine of Wands. Okay, so Nine of Wands to me is definitely someone that's been out in the field. With the Knight of Wands, you ain't scared to get out in the field. You going to do what needs to be done. So, not Two of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. I feel like this is saying, like, okay, Two of Pentacles and Ten of Pentacles, that's very, that's very specific, because the Two of Pentacles is like when you personally making the money, like you are doing it. But the Ten of Pentacles is money that you earned, have, and have stacked up. So I feel like this is saying that for Dontay London to thrive in his life, he got to get out there and get it, literally. That's literally all it's saying, especially if he wants that comfort. And this card came out in the first reading I did about Dontay. I forgot exactly which one it was. I think it was about him being confused about his life direction. This card was one of the first 5 cards that came out. I forgot which one, but it was one of the first 5 cards that came out, I think. So for him to be comfortable the way he want to be comfortable in his daily life, he literally needs to get out there and get it literally, and just make the money enough for him to like be comfortable. Nine of Wands, Knight of Wands. This is not about sitting around waiting and thinking, because when I did his other reading, there was some cards that came out that showed him, thinking, trying to contemplate, trying to balance a lot of things in one. Basically, it's like he want to balance multiple things in one instead of just putting this over here so he can work on this. He wants to somehow like balance it all together somehow, and it just looks like he have to kind of learn how to compartmentalize things, or things need to have their own separate stuff going on. So this reading is very clear. It's just saying like he needs to get out in the field and get to it. Nine of Wands, Knight of Wands. And then you have the Two of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. He need to get out there and get to it so he can make this money, so he can have money for him and his family, especially since he has a baby on the way, but also for that comfort as well. All right, so, okay. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Cups. That could be the pregnancy, I think, but it just depends. So let's see. Four of Pentacles, another Pentacle card. The Death card. The Hermit card. Okay, so we know that the Death card, since the Death card is coming out after these cards, there's a different way that he needs to approach things. The way he's doing things now needs to change. So that's why I like to pull till I get a major, because the major is the true anchor of the reading. So that's why when people are first reading tarot, it's so much to learn. I've been reading tarot for years, and I'm always learning. Like, so just imagine the people that, this is new for them, and they're only interpreted in the way they know how. There's a lot of missing stuff going on. So it's like, you just really got to be sure. But anyway, now that I pulled the major arcanas, we can see that the message is saying that for Dontay to thrive, he has to change everything about his current lifestyle for things to change. If he want to thrive, he got to change everything about his current lifestyle, especially with all these different suits coming up. And I'm kind of glad that this is showing up, because you got the Nine of Wands, Knight of Wands, and then you got the Two of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, then you got the Six of Cups, Four of Pentacles. So it's like he's trying to spread himself too thin on different stuff, and you can't do that, especially if because I feel like, I don't know if you guys heard about human design, but I feel like Dontay might be a projector, because it's like when you have someone that is always doing this and that, but yet there's no true stability, they could actually be a projector. So he might be trying to be a generator when he might be a projector, or maybe even a manifestor. I don't know. That is my next reading. So make sure y'all stay tuned. Because, okay, let me just say that first, too. When I think about a projector in human design and in tarot, I'm looking to see swords. No. Maybe swords and cups, or more cups for projectors. Since they say you're supposed to wait for the invitation, maybe some energy surrounding waiting and all that. And for a manifestor, I would expect to see maybe swords and cups, or more swords. And for a generator, of course, I would expect to see wands and pentacles. All right. Or a manifesting generator. So yeah, because it's like usually people that's a generator, they already have stable stuff going on in their life already, and of course their birth chart and stuff might match up with all that and stuff too. While the projector, they can do a lot of things, but you're really not supposed to, which is crazy, because it's like you have all these ideas, you actually are ambitious, but you're not even supposed to be living like that for real. You're supposed to be doing it a whole nother way. So it's like, wow. But yeah, so For Dante London to thrive, it looks like he needs to change everything about his current lifestyle. Okay. And then you have the hermit card right after the death card. It's like for him to thrive, he have to utilize wisdom. And with the death card, it's like he might be doing things that's already outdated. And so now it's time for him to utilize wisdom and move differently. So what's after that? We got the Knight of Cups. And we have the Page of Swords. Yeah, it's like he might have enough wisdom to utilize now. It's like, and I said in the other reading too, I kept saying like he's intelligent. You know, he's actually intelligent. So the thing is, he's intelligent, like I said in the other reading, he just don't know how to go about it. He's not confused, Seven of Cups. He's just indecisive on how to go about it because he's trying to mesh everything together as possible, but he's not supposed to do that. Or you know, it's like it's counterproductive at least, but he's not confused. He's just indecisive on how to do things, you know, but he had the right idea and he's basically taking some pretty good action. You know, his ambition and work ethic is up there and everything, and he got stuff going, but it's just like he's only indecisive because he's trying to like possibly trying to compile too many things that don't even need to be compiled. And so this is saying that for him to thrive, he need to utilize his wisdom. He need to lead with that wisdom and contemplate before taking action. Maybe at times he's a little too quick to do things, but he really needs to like sit and contemplate like if things make sense and should be done, you know, especially in the way that he's doing it. All right. And then you have the Eight of Cups, Fool. Yeah, it's like he needs to like contemplate some things first. Yeah, I feel like with the Hermit card, he's needing to actively go on like a little slight seeking spree, a little small hiatus so he can like come to mentally when it comes to his, you know, next ideas. And, you know, because it's things that he still need to walk away from and release with the Eight of Cups and a Fool card. All right. There's like a new path that's waiting for him after he actively changes his lifestyle and kind of go within a little bit. But his within doesn't look like too quiet, but it does look like, you know, I gotta think about some stuff right quick. So Eight of Cups, Fool card, Nine of Cups, Three of Cups. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was in here doing. Let me press pause right quick. But I'm looking at these cards and it's like, okay, after the Fool card, because you got the Eight of Cups and then the Fool, and then you got the Nine of Cups and Three of Cups, and then you got the Tower card. So it's like, what's going to make him thrive? He needs to go within because there's something about an idea, or like he needs to do some type of mental reflection that's really centered around what he likes, because there's some type of emotional satisfaction from that. It's some type of emotional satisfaction that he would get. It's some type of relief he would get. It's almost like emotionally he's going to have like a paradigm shift to be more carefree. Like emotionally carefree or emotionally fulfilled. Emotional fulfillment comes after like this little wisdom hiatus thing. And with the Hermit, it's like the reflection period is not even really typical. Like usually when you hit a Hermit, you think recluse, but his is not looking like a recluse. It's more like a mental wisdom type of thing. It's like he already has, like I said in the other reading, he already had the right ideas. he already have a certain insight, but it's like he might not be acting on it though. Maybe he's trying to, yeah, like maybe he's a projector trying to be a, I was about to say Gemini, maybe, because I feel like he might be a Gemini rising, but I'm not sure. But yeah, he might be a projector trying to be a generator. And I mean, of course, you're a man in a world that's centered around patronage. I mean, not patronage, patriarchy. So I can just imagine how a lot of the projected men might be stressed to the max because you in a world that makes you feel bad for not hustling and bustling for somebody else, and you're a man and you're a projector in this world. Like I know that that's mind boggling. So, because it's like at the top of the reading, you got Wands and Pentacles, and at the second row, this is when you get the Death and the Hermit and stuff like that, which means that old ways need to change and wisdom comes after. And then on this bottom row, you got like emotional fulfillment, just look like emotional fulfillment. And then a Tower here, Queen of Swords. It makes me wonder if he just genuinely need to take a break too, like especially because he got a baby on the way and stuff like that. This Queen of Swords comes out at the end after the Tower, so it's like maybe he just need to chill, take a break, or I also feel like too, another way I'm looking at this too is, since we know him through YouTube, this could be saying like instead of him posting like his work content and posting like vlogs and stuff. Cause okay, so yeah, cause the Nine of Wands and Knight of Wands could definitely be seen as like a vlog. All right, vlog when you're showing everything you're doing. That's Nine of Wands, like showing everything. That's Nine of Wands. Showing you walking, traveling, Nine of Wands. So this could even be saying like instead of him posting those vlogs, since he have a tendency to just, I guess show everything and all that, and it's just a lot of different stuff going on, which is all these suits. With the Hermit card, Knight of Cups, Page of Swords, he might just need to go back to what he started doing. Because let's not forget, I did the reading about the type of fan base he got, and the Hermit came out after the Four of Pentacles as one of the first three cards. So I feel like this is saying like instead of him posting his life and vlogging, he's probably supposed to be a little private with that. And that's the thing, like when these companies paying you to do content, you don't really know what type of content you're supposed to do, like spiritually. You might feel like, okay, I want to do content, I want to do this. But what if you're really supposed to do that? So I feel like this is saying like he need to go back to how he started getting these views, instead of showing his family, his life, his job, stuff like that. He need to be sitting in front of the camera, doing videos, telling people how to get them views on YouTube. That is what he need to do. Or just any information. I feel like this is saying the type of content he need to be doing is not what he was doing, but he need to be doing content that's centered around giving information. He might be a projector, man. Because this whole journey feels very projectorish. And then this death card, after all these active cards, is showing that he needs to end that and do this with the Hermit, Knight of Cups, Page of Swords. That's giving information. Information that you want to share. Information that you're passionate about sharing. Wow. Man. I think that's exactly what this is saying. Like he has a lot of work ethic to do them vlogs. That's good, but I feel like he's really supposed to be just giving information. And even though he do good on YouTube, it's like I just feel like if he want to thrive, you know, I guess this is giving me information because I'm just a viewer. I don't know him personally, so it's like this could be the type of content he need to do. But I also feel like he might literally thrive doing this in his real life, giving information. He's like an information giver or something like that. He might be good with giving information. Because if everybody was supposed to work, then everybody would be working, right? But everybody's not working. Everybody don't have a 9 to 5 because everybody is just not supposed to. And some people are projectors, and they say that projectors are supposed to wait for the invitation, and they don't really thrive in a regular 9 to 5. Like if you have a 9 to 5, it has to give you a lot of freedom and stuff like that. But it just looked like Dontay is supposed to be doing some type of communication for his job. I think he do some type of like transporting job, but let me see. Hope that was my hair, not nobody else here. But wow. So yeah, what will make him thrive is also like making more informed decisions. Hermit, Knight of Cups, Page of Swords, that's like making informed decisions, especially decisions that truly align with you emotionally. Okay. Wow. Okay. Oh, and I had wrote down what the reading about, and I said, how could Dontay thrive? But what I actually wrote down was when he is in love, and so I'm kind of happy that the Queen of Swords did come out because in a way that question was still answered. It's like he thrive in love probably the same way anyway, because it's all connected. Like I said, he was trying to balance everything together anyway. But let's just go ahead and ask that direct question since I asked, the opposite question. I just said, how can he thrive? But let's see, how can Dontay London thrive in love? What Dontay London needs to thrive in? Oh yeah, see, okay, I did two of them that's the same. Okay, so I focused on the one that said thrive in his life at the current moment, but there is one that I wrote that said thrives when he's in love. So I guess I'll just go ahead and throw that in there. No, it's actually if he thrives in love. So let's see, does Dontay London thrive when he is in love? Does Dontay London thrive when he is in love? Does Dontay London thrive when he is in love? Five of Cups, Knight of Wands, Chariot. Okay. That Five of Cups scared me, but I like the cards that's coming out. 10 of Cups. I definitely feel like I could give him a Knight of Wands is not really an ego boost. It's like a natural energy boost. He gets a natural energy boost being in love. It's like, I guess because it gives him emotional purpose, but it does give him it gives him a boost for sure. King of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, it gives him a boost. I think it does with anybody, but yeah, it definitely seems like he thrives when he's in a relationship. Ace of Wands. He gets more energetic. It's like he feels happy and complete when he's in a relationship. He gets more energy, maybe more energy than he had. It's almost like when he's in a relationship, it activates him in a major way. So he starts feeling more like capable, and it's more than feelings. He gets more capable. His energy is boosted. He gets more inspired, physically. 9 of Swords, King of Pentacles, Two of Wands. It's almost too like he starts thinking a lot about how he could show up financially for his lover as well, Three of Swords. But he, mentally it starts becoming mind-boggling though. This could also be because maybe he starts thinking too much about the relationship or about the lover as well. So it's like, initially it's an energy boost, but I feel like he starts focusing on worrying about finances or something like that. But the Chariot came out, so the main thing is he definitely thrives when he's in a relationship. I also feel like this could be saying too, like, it's like he gets activated when he's in a relationship, and it's like he starts thinking about his lovers a lot, and when he's not talking to his lovers, he's just like thinking about them a lot. So it's like that's probably why he try to put his lovers in everything, because he starts thinking a lot about them when he's like doing other stuff, everyday stuff. It's like a lot of his thoughts just starts being about his lover. So I mean, it's cute, but it's like I guess he don't know how to stay mentally. I'm not gonna say stable, because it's not like it's some type of disease or something like that. But it's like his mind just be all over the place when he's like in a relationship. Eight of Wands, King of Swords, Seven of Swords. He start trying to do things. He might start getting a little jittery. Eight of Wands, King of Swords, Seven of Swords. He starts getting a little jittery when he's not like talking to his lover. He might even try to appear or do something so that he won't seem like, I guess, clingy or attached or something. But when he gets in a relationship or when he's in love, he thinks a lot about that person. And that's probably why he does try to include them, as much as possible, or keep them close as much as possible, because he can't stop thinking about them. And he starts thinking about like home stability, family, all that type of stuff. So it's like he has the right idea when he's in love and everything, but his mind just goes a little crazy. Like it's like he ended up not having like a lot of clarity. He starts wondering this and thinking that, but he's not confused though. That's the thing. I don't get confusion with him. Fortunately, I didn't get like Seven of Cups, which is confusion and illusion. So the thing is, Dontay usually has the right idea. If things just go a certain way, I guess he just feel like life goes on and he gonna find his next one. But I guess I can go ahead and see like what caused the split between Dontay London and Hannah. What caused the split between Dontay London and Hannah? Queen of Wands. Okay, so I feel like this is Hannah's energy. She might have been the one that ended it, because you got the Tower right after the Queen of Wands, and you have the Knight of Wands, Two of Swords, Ten of Cups, Four of Wands. I feel like also the Tower could be showing how fast things might have happened too. Like Queen of Wands, Tower, Hannah came in, quick, or she was just quick to take action or something like that. But Ten of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. Okay, so the good thing, okay, I'm getting Seven of Cups now, but it's, so I feel like Hannah's the main one that was the culprit of them ending. So Dontay might not have been the one that ended things. Hannah ended it. Okay, Star card. Two of Wands. She wasn't someone that was trying to live off of fantasy. She was trying to really like solidify the connection in a real way. Ace of Pentacles, Hierophant. Like she wanted true commitment, real stability, and things like that. Because you have the Queen of Wands, Tower, Knight of Wands, Two of Wands. Two of Swords. And then you have the Ten of Cups, Four of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. And then the Seven of Cups came out after that. So it's like She came in with the right idea. She was sure that she wanted to be a part of this, them living together and stuff like that. She was clearly in it. But with the Ten of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, things weren't as stable as she wanted it to be financially. Like, they had a house, but they didn't have like a lot of the financial stability they needed. Okay. And she might not have felt stable in that situation. Because you had the Four of Wands, which is the home, the physical home. And then you have the Ten of Pentacles, which could mean like all of the expenses that y'all got to pay. But then with the Seven of Cups after that, you don't have enough to sustain all of these expenses that you guys have. So I'm hoping that it wasn't solely about finances, but it could have been. Like, maybe Hannah is someone that feels like she needs real stability in a relationship. But initially, that is something that, came up somehow. Maybe it got fixed, but it came up for sure. And then the Star card, Two of Wands, inspired actions was took. They even was working together. Ace of Pentacles, Hierophant. Then you have the Temperance, Justice, and Queen of Swords. So it's like things just ran its course. Things just naturally ran its course. Maybe it just seemed like they weren't getting anywhere. But, the reading was good, though. I feel like Hannah just realized, like, this seemed like a cool little, like, dream or whatever. But with the Star card, things might have seemed a little too far away. Like, maybe she felt like the goals that they had or the things that they had to do was just not close enough. And she might have been tired of something that felt too fantasy driven, Even though I don't like to see the stars fantasy, it definitely can be, especially when it's surrounded by the Seven of Cups. Like, she could have felt like this was an active fantasy that she just was tired of, like, trying to live, and she just had to make an executive decision. Temperance, Justice, Queen of Swords, Emperor. Like, she just started. It's like her tolerance with the Temperance, Justice, Queen of Swords. Her temperance and her tolerance level got low or something. Seven of Swords, Nine of Cups, Three of Pentacles. It just started feeling more like a roommate partnership type of situation. And I just feel like, it's not even what I feel like, it's what I'm seeing. Okay, Temperance, Justice, Queen of Swords, Emperor. She may have felt like she was the one that was making all the big decisions. And women don't want to feel like they are the man in the relationship. And that's what it looks like happened. She was feeling like she was the man in the relationship. She had to make a lot of the big choices. And she was not trying to keep on being in this. I don't even see a king yet. She wanted to be treated like a princess, but she probably didn't feel like she was being treated like a princess or a queen. She was playing a masculine role with Dontay. And it don't mean that that's exactly who he is. It just means that the type of synastry they had definitely put her in a masculine role. Maybe they both are like the same essence. And so because for instance, okay, you could kind of see when someone's like masculine or feminine. I feel like Hannah, she could be a mixture of masculine and feminine. Plus she got that little bubbly thing, but there is something feminine about her. And Dontay definitely comes off feminine too. So when you have two feminine people coming together, man and woman to be exact, it's like a standoff. Okay, you guys come together easy because their essence is recognized. You both are feminine or masculine, but feminine, for instance. So you guys come together, but it's like since you both are feminine, it's like the man can sometimes have trouble taking action because he's feminine and he's wanting the same thing that you want. He wants you to take action, but you want him to take action, but y'all both feminine. And so usually you find yourself playing a masculine role because you're dealing with a guy who really needs a masculine woman, but you guys aren't understanding that. That's why I don't like that little black and white way of living, like you do this, you do that, you got this role. No. We have masculine and feminine and men and women. There's so much more to being a human So I don't like these little limitations that was put on us because of gender roles and all that. That's cute and everything, but it don't matter when certain essences come together for real, for real. Because you're not about to sit no masculine woman down. She don't want to sit down unless she's in that phase of life, which is not yet. But, ooh, yeah, Hannah was playing a masculine role, and I'm not even saying the king nowhere. So she might have felt like she was in it by herself. That's why it ended. But she felt like she was in it by herself. Or she was doing the heavy lifting. Damn. I mean, this was what a lot of people said anyway, but we now see it in the cards too. Especially for people that feel like, oh, I don't know why they ended. I don't want to take, these people's word for it. That's why, because Hannah felt like she was in it by herself and handling the heavy lifting by herself. There is something about the car he got being her name and all that. So that makes sense. And I guess that's why the king ain't showing, because she feel like he wasn't really there for real. Like, even if he was there physically, he just wasn't pulling weight. All right, that's the reading.